Hello everyone, welcome to Fiaura. So, there has been some remodeling on the Stingray 2 and some redoing of its capabilities. And we're here to take a look at that today. So we're doing a re-review of the Stingray 2. Let's get started. For a start, the remodel, as you can see, has drastically reduced the bulk of the frontal armor and made it much harder to tell where the applique actually is and where it is not. Clearly, however, the applique also now extends over the tracks, as you can see between the D model and remodel, and I believe there may even be some side applique here. Yeah, there is definitely a side armor applique addition. The side armor is still woefully insufficient to stop autocannons, as is the very, very weak turret armor. But hey, you might have a chance of bouncing a bunch of stuff off the front at least. Now, let's get into the guts and meat. Penetration has been buffed. I'm sorry for the sudden clap to scare all of you and shock some of you, but the pen has been buffed significantly. Also, you can see the front of the hull now is 553 millimeters thick plus angle of impact, which, to give you an idea of just how thick that is, even the T80's gun at this tier won't just flat out punch it anymore. Good news, Stingray players. Now, let's take a look at the Stingray 2 versus what it is expected to have to compete against primarily, which is an AFV, a tank destroyer, the low end of main battle tanks in terms of firepower, and the high end in terms of firepower, but low end in terms of armor. Starting here. Penetration, you're still not matching main battle tank penetration of tier 7. Sorry, just not happening. Excuse me. So, sorry, I had to sneeze. You're not meeting the penetration nor the alpha of these main battle tanks. Sorry. Your DPM, however, is at least comparable, and your reload time is pretty nice. In addition to this, your frontal armor is actually thicker than the T80's. Surprise, surprise. And it's just not very thick in the turret region, though, so I'm wondering if there's an applique we can put on the turret, devs. Hey, it would be nice. Your camouflage rating still stinks to high heaven for something that is supposed to outcloak these main battle tanks. Expect to get outspotted repeatedly. You're very quick to accelerate compared to the main battle tank, and you're also very, very much in control of the view range. Your cannon depression still sucks, your turret traverse is better, and the accuracy of light tanks has been buffed overall. The aim time, however, is still pretty long in my opinion, especially when the T80 has it down to 3.2 seconds. Compared to the Challenger 1, the other extreme of the main battle tank lines, for mostly armor, you almost have the same amount of frontal armor on your hull. Your turret, however, is still weak and easily penetratable. The damage per minute is higher, the reload rate is quicker, your penetration is not up to snuff against the Challenger 1, and it has the lowest pen of any tier 7 main battle tank style gun available, but you do at least meet the alpha and exceed his DPM. So, it's an improvement, and you are going to outspot main battle tanks. Congratulations. You're not as accurate as a Challenger 1, and you still have a very long aim time, even with the shoot on the move capability. Wondering if they need to decrease the aim time of these things, especially when the Weasel's 30mm cannon has almost the same aim time. The Weasel, however, will not penetrate your frontal hull and will have difficulty penetrating your front turret. If you can keep your front towards the little AFVs, they really don't have much of a chance of hurting you unless they aim at your driver's hatch in your driver's compartment. I also like how they've now added rate of fire to machine guns, 200 rounds per minute. That's kind of nice to know. You're not going to out-camouflage it. You're not going to outspot it. Don't expect to outspot AFVs. Expect this to be more of a mobility firepower designed to flank MBTs, which brings us to the comparison versus the Tier 7 tank destroyers as the alternative mobile gun systems. You don't have the penetration of the Centauro 120. You do have better hit points and much better armor. You do not outrun them. You can outsmart the Centauro, oddly enough, and have better camouflage on top of that with better depression and more accuracy. So you have better gun handling and actually are relatively fast and relatively better at spotting than the tank destroyers. So you have some self-spotting capability here, folks. But then when you compare it to the LAV-600, the LAV-600 will probably outspot you due to its much higher camouflage rating. The gun depression off the front is terrible, but the gun depression off the sides is wonderful. You're not as accurate. You don't aim as quickly. It's a trade-off. You're trading that extra frontal armor for the loss in firepower and camouflage, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I definitely would not rank this as the quote-unquote Stingray 2 anymore. It's definitely received a buff. However, let us go take a look at it actually in action. That's right, I have this thing in action. So as you can see, reload time is relatively short. And it's not like it's having trouble getting around. It does seem to have its faults, though, and those faults are going to hopefully become apparent here while we are playing. Now, you do still get the 3 smoke grenade launchers that come standard with all light tanks now. Thank God I can finally review the M8, which I will be doing very shortly, as well as the XM1. It does, however, feel a bit slow. It's taken me almost a minute to traverse most of the map to get north to my platoon well, my platoon mate I think is back that way? Maybe? Yeah, she's back that way. But it's taken quite a bit of time to get up here. And I have a shot. Accurate gun is accurate. What can I say? I can't knock that. It does perform relatively well. I say relatively well. I mean, I have some reservations. I hope I've made those clear. But let's take a look at just what it is capable of, as I get set up to look for the next shot at peoples. Now, sadly, this is one where I forgot to take the screenshot, but in the meantime, I am happily firing rounds off at that Challenger, who we can't actually see the railroad cars rendered right now for some reason. And there is another Challenger 1 down there. You can see how long it takes to get this gun to aim in. It really does make you debate if taking the shot is worth it or not. And I don't think it should. I think this should be one of the tanks that you just fire and don't really care. Launch smoke, get out of here. Coming to investigate this Challenger 1. And I see a T-80. I try to throw smoke to throw off a shot, but nope. And he gets a shot into my side. But I can get out without being spotted, so I can get away. Now, knowing this is a light tank and it's not made to stand toe-to-toe with main battle tanks, I know this is a good time to probably get out. But I see a Challenger 1 that I feel like shooting. And I lost my shot. Yeah, I feel like if the penetration is going to be this low, this gun really should fire faster. Or we should increase the penetration a little bit to give it some oomph. Or the damage. Just a little bit more, devs. I mean, you've gotten close. By the way, I do 3,900 damage in this battle, just so you know. I don't actually have the screenshots, which is something I hope they start adding the in-battle results to these games as I get a nice lick into the T-80. who gets another lick into me for some reason. I'm wondering why the Challenger 1 is not rolling into him. And I'm trying to put out round after round, but as you can see, the accuracy on the move of this tank requires quite a bit of finagling, and it's finagling that I don't embrace. So I'm going to do what these tanks are designed to do and go around. Hopefully nobody notices me. And the T-80 obviously was not ready for that. This is kind of what you still have to do. You were reliant upon your allies to not screw up royally. Because otherwise, you know, you end up in these types of situations where it's debatable what you can do. Now, once a main battle tank is engaged a main battle tank at close range, you go around if you have the opportunity and engage them from the rear. I'm looking for a shot on the Challenger across the way, and I see the T-80 going, so I say, okay, well, I'll support you, because that's what you got to do in these light tanks. I hate to say it, you are not... It's not like the AFVs where you can carry. It's not like the tank destroyers where you can heavily influence the match with just sheer volume of damage. By the way, that's me switching to a heat shell, because none of these guys have ERA. I fire, I throw down smoke. My allies are keeping them lit up for us. And 1 hit point. Oh my god, that moment when you just go, oh, come on. There's the 3rd kill. But as you can see, I'm entirely reliant on the main... I'm still reliant on the main battle tanks to do most of the dirty work. Nice heat shell hit there. Absolutely wrecks that guy's shit. I kind of wish that they would give these things a little bit more love. Some frontal turret armor would be nice with the applique armor. Some actual armor would be even better. Now, it's time to move in. Like, it's blatantly time to move in. And I'm actually doubling back. That's me switching to Sabos. That's what that sound was. I'm now doubling back to go help these guys with this Challenger, because the Centauro 120 on 1 hit point is long gone. When I see the Weasel and the Centauro, I'm really hoping that the T-80 can take him out, because I can't take a hit from a 120, from a Centauro 120 anyway. The blunderbuss would kill me. But you can see the T-80 is having a rough time. A very rough time of it. And the Weasel has just scored himself his ace tanker, as he gets his 6th victim. And I drive right on up here, and without hesitation, fire. Shit, that was close. Now we're looking for the Weasel. The Weaselly Weasel. The Weaselly bastard. I know that a sustained fire from the Weasel at my side or rear will kill me in under 3 seconds. I know that already. Like, I am certain of this fact. I need to get my front armor towards the Weasel and keep it that way. I'm hoping to get my ace tanker. So we are moving to cut off the Weasel. Because he's proven himself to be incredibly dangerous. That T-80 is stuck there, by the way. He's just keeping himself alive. So I need to discount him out of the battle. Oh, never mind. Weasel got taken out. So, that is the Stingray 2 PvP. You should probably, I highly recommend this, platoon with some main battle tanks. I really highly recommend that you platoon with MBT drivers. As we saw in PvP, we really have to rely on our main battle tanks to keep their undivided attention so we can come in and deal the damage. The good news is you fire faster than most main battle tanks. The bad news is you don't pack as much punch per shot, and you definitely don't have the armor. That turret is thin as butter. Now the gun is really stupidly accurate, and you need to take advantage of that. Ow. Not quite sure where he shot me. I thought I was doing good to only expose a very small percentage of my body. Well, he's dead. That Thunderbolt can just punch through the front upper plate, no problem. And you just keep doing this over and over again. Minimal exposure. Delivering out shot after shot after shot. Now that there is a Chally 2, and I'm going to have to pick up a little bit more than I want to get a proper shot. There we go, proper shot. However, the Thunderbolt we can just tag. Broke his turret. Leopard 2 AV, though, we can go through that front plate. Has just enough penetration to be able to challenge some things front plates, I feel. Not quite enough pen, however, to just flat out go toe-to-toe with the main battle tank and say, bring it. Nor does it have the armor for that. You are a warrior who shoots from afar, or shoots from a really cheeky position. You don't shoot from the front line. That's why I'm getting down here. Okay, that is an Abrams. A big Abrams. Take the shot I can. Oh shit, I missed. Gotcha. Now I could challenge this Bagel Panzer to a flat-out frontal duel. He's not going to win that. I cannot, however, have that. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Move, 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 move. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Cheeky shot. Whoo, dodging. I'm racking it up. But this is how you play this tank. You have to take really cheeky shots. Cheeky and cheap, might I add. And you just have to keep doing it over and over again. I'm almost out of Sabo, and then we will be down to heat shells. Not that I mind. Have a heat shell. Whoa, shit. So you got this house to protect me. Hey there. Now your heat shell can hurt, but only just so. Use that house. Deny them a good shot at me while I keep just pumping out shells. I got a heat to penetrate that thing. Sweet. Gotcha! Yeah, shoot below that side skirt. Again, cheeky, 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 cheeky. You have to be a crafty, cheeky little devil when it comes to this tank in PvE. And you have to make sure that you're taking shots from positions of absolute cover. The only exception to this is when you run into very low-tier vehicles and you can just front-face them. But that is an exception to the rule, not the rule itself. There's my 10th kill. And this is how you have to do it. I mean, I'm still really... Oh, shit. Running away. I can't believe you just jumped on the cap there, bud. Hey, nice job demolishing that for us. I'll take no pen. You're dead. Now get below and underneath where it's very difficult for the AI to actually hit me. Shit! Ow! God, this is nerve-wracking a little bit. And you just use this gun depression here to barely expose. And take shit out. Stop him cold. One more, come on. Got him. Tag. 13. Woo! Using the tank corpses as shields right now. Oh, that's bad. Ow. There's a lot of shit coming up behind us. And that's that occasional bounce that you'll get. 14 kills. Having to carry this group. We have an AFK M1, really? Let's see if I can kill the VFM and get my destroyer med. Assuming the Challenger doesn't do it for me. Challenger got it. Okay. Go invisible. Burned to death. Destroyer medal earned. Woo! And that is how it's done. That's how you do this tank in PvE. Good God. Worked my tail off, y'all. Holy crap. That tension. And that's how the recordings used to have to be, was live on live. But now we have the replay system. So assuming that I start making sure to have the screenshots for the end of the game, which do you guys prefer? The live on live you just saw? Or the... Wow, I did not actually get this medal. I got the Destroyer medal, but I did not actually get the blue star. Sad face. Didn't get as many assists. Got more spots, didn't get as many assists. Worked my butt off. And as you can see, exactly what I was talking about. Most of the time when you get hit, it goes in. Just don't expect the armor to hold up. It won't. It will fail you constantly. This is no VFM Mark V. Which I also need to do a re-review of, and I have been contacting guys to try to get the VFM Mark V placed on here. As you guys can also see, my stats have been improving drastically since I moved to the EU server. But in the meantime, that's it. Now I know I covered up the mini-map during this review, and I did that intentionally. I wanted you guys to not focus on the mini-map, but instead to focus upon what I was talking about and the tank itself. Let me know if you like that more, or if you guys want to see the mini-map during these reviews. Either one is fine, but I need an opinion in the comments below, which, now that we are done here, we can actually talk about. So, if you found this video useful for your own purposes of looking at the Stingray 2 after the update and buff, slap the like button silly. If you would like to see more stuff by Fiaura, i.e. me, then you can look at that big red button and fire your cannon at it as hard as you possibly can, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by checking out the sponsor at the end of the video. Give them a thumbs up for sponsoring us by clicking, or you can go to the Patreon page and simply offer to donate a small monthly amount. I ask for $1. This is also how you become a moderator during my live streams. Lastly, here is the previous Armored Warfare review. I do believe it is of the WZ1224. Is that right? Has it been that long since I did a review video? Was I waiting for this patch that long? No, it's of the Swing 5. It's of the Swing 5 from the 18th. Wow, it has been a while since I did a proper review of an Armored Warfare tank. Yeah, I was waiting for this patch, but it's of the Swing Fire from the 26th earlier this week, and the one before that is the WZ. So it's of the Swing Fire. It's right there. In the meantime, from my house to yours, this is Fiaura signing out for right now, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.